Yeah, my name is John Mulligan, and I appreciate the mayor and council inviting me to speak to you regarding the PFA needs for future service. Our needs are estimated at about $3.2 million per year from the city, and we'll talk during the presentation obviously more thoroughly about how those needs can be met and what advantage meeting those needs will give to the community. The top priority in these funding requests that we'll be making, and I'll show you some more detail on that in a following slide, is our South Battalion request, and that is to develop a battalion in the south side of the city. Right now, the battalion chief responds from Mulberry and Peterson downtown, and it's a long way for him to go to Harmony and south of Harmony for sure. The responses in the north side, which is where Station 1 is located, is about 8 minutes, which is what our target is. We try to meet an 8-minute response for a battalion chief to respond to a scene of an emergency. South of Drake Road, it's 11 minutes and 14 seconds, and of course as you go south past Harmony, it goes up substantially. Some areas are 15 minutes out in the south side. So what that means for us, and we'll be talking about it again when we talk more specifically about some of our requests, the ability of that battalion chief to get to a scene really is important because he's the one who manages the incident as well as provides for the safety of the personnel on scene. Now, if he's not there, it means that firefighters or captains who would normally be trying to impact the fire or the emergency aren't able to do that. They have to fill that role. So it's more than just having a management layer. It's part of our total system for being able to extinguish the fire, and when he's not there, it takes away from that ability to do that. We provided you with background information, some charts and graphs that show what our response time averages are and what number of firefighters we have per capita, and those are in your package. I think that you've reviewed and should help you understand what our situation is. Our focus right now will be on what our current needs are and what, if we're able to fund this package, what service we can provide and how we can improve that service to the community. The total amount of PFA amount of $3,478,000 will be made up from other agencies as well as the city. There is one position, which is the emergency management enhancement of one position. We work with the city pays for the emergency management program, and the district does not provide funds for that. So we subtracted that in terms of the city share for PFA, which was $3,173,000. The emergency management position is, as I said, is funded by the city of Fort Collins and the Poudre Valley Fire Protection District. That area, the emergency management function, is provided by the county. The impact to the community. I think this is the most important part of the presentation because this is where we really start talking about $3+ million. What is that going to do for the average citizen that lives in the community, and why would I want to spend more tax dollars, and what would I get out of that? And so one of the things that we feel the citizens will get will be a quicker response to emergencies than we're currently able to provide. One of the things that the Fire Authority and in the last strategic plan was struggling to come to grips with was some increased federal regulation from the government on safety issues within the fire service. And one of those that comes out of the feds is a 2 in and 2 out rule, which basically requires that we have 4 people on scene before making entry into a building that's a burning building. And those are our safety precautions in case something goes wrong. An additional requirement is that there be another another engine company available in case rescues need to be conducted beyond what the other two that are outside can do. One of the things that we felt was important by increasing the staffing from 3 to 4 in the stations on the periphery is that those stations, because of where they're located, it takes a lot longer for other engine companies to come in and provide personnel to support the firefighting effort. So we're trying to beef up the staffing to 4 so that those companies don't have to wait. They can immediately make entry into a fire situation and begin that process. And so we think that's important from both a firefighter safety perspective as well as providing increased speed in which we can undertake firefighting operation. We think also that this will give us more people on the scene, and by doing so, we think we can reduce the fire loss by being more effective earlier on fires. Fires grow exponentially, and every 30 seconds they double in size. So the ability to impact these things quickly is one of the reasons why in the fire service that response time is so important. And also, it's also important, how long does it take a fire department to get a fire stream or water on the fire where it needs to be? And that's another measurement that we keep, and this will improve that. One of the other things that we're being faced with are insurance costs. The insurance industry rates fire departments on a 1 to 10 scale on how they think the fire department can respond and deal with fires. A rating of 1 is considered the best and excellent, and rating of 10 is almost not having any fire department at all. Currently, we're moving, based on the last insurance rating, from a 3 to a 4, and most of that rate increase in terms of our rating is based on lack of personnel, because that makes up a large number of personnel make up a large percentage of how the insurance industry judges the ability of a fire department. And so if we make these increases, that'll help that. Now, in the past, that tended to help the businesses more than the residences, because the residences were rated on, I'll call it a more forgiving scale than the businesses were. But the insurance industries changed the way they've done that, and so now individual residences are going to, their insurance recommendations will be based on, from the underwriters, will be based on that 1 to 10 scale. So improvements or reductions in insurance ratings will have an impact on insurance rates. Again, we think that the enhancement in our response will, make the citizens safer as well as the firefighters safer also. And the emergency scene management, I talked about that a little bit. I think we'll free up firefighters to do what they ought to be doing, and we'll have a better operation. One of the other things that we will get from increasing our staffing will improve our ability to respond to simultaneous calls. Right now, because of our lack of staffing, anytime we have a real working fire, we're pretty much forced to empty out all the stations and have them go to the scene, and so we can utilize the personnel to deal with the fire, which puts us in a position of having the big majority of the rest of the city uncovered during those periods of time. We think by improving our staffing, we can leave more stations in place during working fires and continue to provide good response times. So I think that those are some key benefits to the community. I think that the Poudre Fire Authority board, and I think the people that were responsible for putting together the strategic plan, thought long and hard about how to do this in a cost-effective manner and how to impact some of these key issues. And so we've known that we've had these needs, but you all know that we've been in an economic tough time. And so we just haven't been able to address these. Didn't mean that they went away, it just meant that we haven't been able to address them. But we feel that there are real benefits to the community if we do address them. And so we're recommending that we provide these new enhancements to what we're currently doing. I thank you all very much for listening to me.